years ago, we decided me and my co-founders decided to step down from the quilt company. We ran into a spot, like, co-founder stuff is crazy, man. I'd love to talk to anybody that's dealing with a co-founder that they don't necessarily work the best with anymore. My co-founders were like my sister and my best friend Dave. But they had families and were living a great life, and I did not. And so, like, we had these risk tolerances that really diverged. And so we found this compromise in stepping down together onto the board, which a board for somebody that, like, I've never run a board, and so our board is just going to like an amusement park and talking, are we doing good? Okay, that's good. I don't know if that's the right way to run a board meeting, but that's what we do. And so we stepped down from that. And then last year, I wanted to try the same model out again. So I did it over again, right? I was shopping for watercolor paints for my wife. Like 2 weeks after I stepped down from the quilt company, I apparently there was some pressure there and it releases. And I met my wife and got married and had a baby and did all the things that I was putting off while I was running this company. So I get married, and my wife loves watercolor paints, and I was like, I'm going to go buy some watercolor paints for my wife, because that's what a good husband does. I read about it on the internet. And so I go online to find this stuff, and the #1 seller of art supplies on the internet is called Dick Blick. I was like, I got an idea for a company. I'm going to do what they do, but I'm not going to call myself Dick. And we're gonna beat them. It's going to be better, right? Like, I go and I'm like, all right, I want watercolor paint. They're like, great. Which type of watercolor paint? I have no idea anything about it, right? I'm a beginner, and I'm looking at this, and it's like, do I want liquid paints? Do I want clay paints? Do I want powder? I'm like, I have no clue. It's like, okay, cool. Now which brand? We have 100 brands. And I was like, I don't know. And it says, great. Now which type? Which model of stuff inside of that? And I was like, I have no freaking clue. And then you get to the very end, and it's like RGB values of 140 colors of paint. And I was like, this is the least creative experience I could possibly imagine. And we're selling to creatives. I was like, I can build a better business here. So we launched, I found a friend of mine from college that painted, all right, we're pretty much done. A friend of mine from college that painted a bunch on Instagram, and I called her and said, hey, if you come out here to Missouri, move your whole family here in February and see snow for the first time, she's from Sacramento, and come and build this little company with me, I think we can really do a thing. And so she moves out, and we started, I had my content, we were doing live paint-alongs, so like, you know, the sip and paint stuff. We were doing that, but on Facebook and YouTube, right? Live paint-alongs, and I thought that was going to be the thing, because if I've never done it before, I want somebody to go along with me. So we started doing that, and it's got like 6 viewers, and there's nobody, and I'm back to the spot of like, where did the first 100 people come from? This is really hard. And then we did, we weren't selling anything, because I was trying to sell $8 bottles of paint on top of this stuff, and so like you had to spend $60 to paint a project with us, and it was really crazy. So then we came up with a kit model, and then we ended up in a subscription model where we'd send you 4 kits each month, and we have the content, and we have a community on Facebook. We realized people don't want to share their crappy art with their friends. They want to share it with other people that are doing crappy art, and then they can like each other and learn and grow together. And that one, so that took a total investment of about $30,000. Right, and so I had to buy the inventory. It cost me about $12,000 to get the inventory and design and build the site and get the boxes and shipping supplies. We went 0 to $1.5 million in ARR in 4 months, and it just murdered it. It was like this little bit of rocket ship, right? And it's my principle in this is that there's like it's all around you, right? You don't have to be if I can do it with quilting in a cornfield in Missouri, with a town of 1,000 people, you guys could actually hire people here. You could probably find, you have neighbors you could talk to. I don't have that luxury. If I can do it in Missouri, you can do it here. If I can do it in quilting and watercolor, you can do it in some sexy vertical that like people love to hang out in all the time, right? Like look at your own businesses. There are ways of doing it profitably, live and die by your LTV number, and you can build a successful, profitable company.